What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a really interesting video. A couple of you guys commented on the last one that you wanted a breakdown on what is the best platform to use with advertising. Specifically, obviously we're going to cover TikTok and Facebook today. Obviously there's Snapchat and Pinterest, but I don't know enough about those to go ahead and speak about them. I have used Snapchat in the past. I didn't really the best experience with them, so I don't really want to even speak about them. They gave me a lot of issues. But anyway, let's jump straight into the video. By the way, this is not a scripted video or anything. This is just me speaking off my heart and the experience that I had with TikTok ads versus Meta ads. What are the pros and cons of each? Why would you want to use TikTok ads versus Meta ads? It's going to be a kind of very open discussion. Well, not really discussion because it's just me. Yeah, a very raw video of me talking about my experiences with both and what you should be using to scale in Q4. So obviously Q4 is starting very soon. I've been prepping for the past month already. I probably should have started soon already. Black Friday is almost around the corner. And if you haven't started dropshipping yet, or you are a dropshipper and you haven't really got, a very established or validated product that you want to scale for Q4, go to my channel right now and watch the new product research guide we just dropped. It's my first video on the channel. It was an absolute banger. So before you even watch this video, if you don't have a decent product or an idea of a product you'd like to scale in Q4, go and watch the product research guide video. It's going to help you a lot. I guarantee it's going to get you to find a winner. I'm probably a little biased, but I think it is a really good product research guide compared to anything else I've seen on YouTube. I talk about a lot of methods that I've never heard anyone speak of. So now that you watched that video, welcome back. So now you've got your product and you want to figure out where should we advertise on. That's a great question. Okay, I mean that's the whole point of the video today. So what would be the possible reasons, for example, why would someone want to use TikTok ads? Okay, from my personal experience, TikTok ads is going to 100% get you the so-called fastest results. I go like this because it can give you fast results, but it can also make you lose money very fast if your product does not work. TikTok ads, from what I've found, it's so inconsistent, and I guarantee you anyone that's ever tried TikTok ads before will agree with me. There's so much money to be made on TikTok ads, but the only problem is that the advertising costs are getting so expensive nowadays. If you don't have an amazing product that is unsaturated, you're going to get killed, right? I guarantee you. TikTok ads is a fucking, what's the word? Can't even think of it. It's almost like a battle to the death for the fucking purchase on TikTok. It's absolutely crazy nowadays. Everyone just goes to fucking PP ads and rips exactly the same creatives. So it's a shit show, right? But however, if you do TikTok ads properly, sourcing your own UGC content, which you can actually get for free, believe it or not. I haven't seen anyone talk about this on YouTube, but if you want that, message me on Twitter and I'm going to send you a full guide for free on how to get the cheapest / free UGC content for your brand. There's a good saying I always like to say, products don't die, creatives do, right? That's why UGC is so important. And if you want to choose TikTok ads, UGC is the only way you're going to be profitable. Everyone thinks they got a good website, a good creatives, a great product. Then they go to TikTok ads and get absolutely killed and they wonder why. All they need to do is just take a look on PP ads and see that there's a million other people doing exactly the same thing as them with exactly the same creatives, right? Don't get me wrong. As I said, you can make TikTok ads work. You really just have to be super unique. Make sure you're choosing a semi-unsaturated product. Make sure you have an amazing offer, because we all know everyone on TikTok is absolutely fucking brain rot. They don't have an attention span. So you need to make sure you have an incredible offer, an incredible hook on your... So this fucking camera can stop blurring. You need to make sure you have an amazing creative, amazing hook, amazing offer, right? Usually the one that's worked for me the most would be a very low ticket offer at the front. For example, I'll show you guys a creative quickly for a product that we just ran and we had a really good offer. We start burning the product now, so I will show you. We ran it for about 2-3 months. Pretty good, just got a bit unprofitable. And too many people entered the competition, so we decided to, cut it before it became super unprofitable. But anyway, here's an example of a really good ad with a really good offer. Hey. Mami, te siento lejos, dime dónde estás, te quiero chingar, te voy a arrastrar, déjate llevar a pagarse. That's a really low ticket front face offer of $20. We just had a copy that I'm obsessed, $20 today only. And in the back end, they would charge shipping. Another con of TikTok ads, especially if you're on a budget with ecom, it's expensive. If you want to do CBO, it's $50 minimum. And I know you guys, a lot of you guys are on a budget, so you would be wasting a lot of money doing a test. On TikTok ads, the minimum amount for an ad set is $20 as well. So it's honestly not a lot, but if you are on a budget, probably TikTok ads is not the best place for you. Honestly, it actually really depends on what product you have. You really have to sit down and think about, does it make sense that this product could be on TikTok? You know, should it be on Meta ads? You know, what's the kind of demographic, or what's your target audience you're really looking for? If it's a typical 18-year-old white chick that's fucking an absolute Swiftie, definitely go and sell on TikTok. So it really just completely depends on your product. You know, if you guys really want, you can message me on Instagram or Twitter and ask me what do I think you should run the product on, and I'll happily tell you. But just make sure you're doing your market research. Go on Facebook Ads Library, go on the TikTok Creative Center, and see where your product is mainly being sold. Because, and also the country, people sleep on this. I'll be completely honest here. The most amount I've ever made with ecom was taking a product that was doing super well in the US and moving it over to Europe. And that's what we're doing right now with a lot of products. It's a really untapped thing. You don't realize that people are lazy, you know. I've seen so many big brands doing hundreds of thousands a month, right? And they're not even running in Europe. They're just doing the States. It doesn't make any sense. So there's almost a gap in the market. So you can go and take that product and then sell it in Europe using Facebook ads or TikTok ads, whatever, whenever you decide. But just to recap, TikTok ads definitely will give you the fastest results. It's probably the fastest way to test a product and actually get some validation for it, see if there's a demand for it, you know. And honestly, it is the quickest way to scale to, you know, 5K days super quickly, obviously via surf scaling. We'll go into scaling in another video, but for now, we're just comparing TikTok and Meta. Obviously, the cons being if you have a very, very, very limited budget. Honestly, if you have a very, very limited budget, I don't think you should be in dropshipping at all. Maybe do some organic, but as you guys know, I'm not a fan of organic. I think it takes way too long to actually validate a product and see if there's actually market demand for it. But anyway, now moving on to Meta ads, Facebook ads. All right, 100%. If you want to build a long-term brand, something that you could even have an exit for possibly, you know, that's how I really do all of my brands, to be honest. You know, in your vision of your brand, you have an exit in mind, you know. So it is much easier to be able to build an established brand on Facebook ads than TikTok ads. And that's simply just because of how inconsistent TikTok ads are. And I spoke about this previously in the video. For example, I've had days running on TikTok ads where we're super profitable, very healthy profit margins, almost 35-40% at decently high scale, about 3-4K days. And randomly, my profit margin dropped within a day to about 5%. It's obscene. But with saying that, there is a reason for everything, okay? And that is with creative testing, okay? I think on TikTok as well, you need to be testing a lot more creatives than you would on Meta ads. Because TikTok, as I said, that algorithm is so fucking fast and changes all the time. You need to make sure you're at least testing new creatives almost every day, right? Unlike Meta, it actually takes some time to get a bit of market validation and see if you actually got a winner. Also, Facebook ads, believe it or not, in my opinion, is much more simple than TikTok ads. The fact that I don't have to sit on my PC all day fucking surf scaling, giving me more of a peace of mind, you know. You really are almost in it for the long term with Facebook ads, I guess. Not saying you don't have to check your ads all the time, but it definitely requires less constant checking up and constant chopping and changing and testing. But also, don't get me wrong, you have to test a lot still on Meta. It's just you have to do a lot more on TikTok, okay? Another pro of running Meta ads, Facebook, is the actual cost, right? Metrics, for me, at least on Facebook, apart from the States, right? The States will always be super expensive, whether that's TikTok or Facebook. Metrics in Europe, right, on Facebook ads and Meta ads are dirt fucking cheap. I was looking back at my ads manager for a product that we tested in the States and then moved it over to Europe. From just changing the country, conversion rate stayed the same, sales were around about the same, but my ROAS was so much more and the metrics were so much better. We were average getting maybe a $2 to $3 cost per click in the States. We were selling quite a saturated product, so that's, you know, usual. As long as you're still profitable and your CPAs are with a break even, you're absolutely fine. But when we brought it over to Europe, our cost per click was like 60 cents or something. It was ridiculous, you know. Everything just becomes a lot more profitable, you know. I think taking products from the States and bringing them to Europe, or even just taking a product from anywhere and selling in Europe, is untapped. People don't understand how big the European market is. It's ridiculous. But anyway, what I was saying is that if you're more on a budget as well, I don't think you should do e-com anyway on a very low budget. But you can test creatives from literally like $10. A very good budget ad testing strategy on Facebook is just a classic ABO. I know everyone tells you to do CBOs, but if you're super budget, you have to ABO. If you don't know what that is, that's ad set budget optimization. Basically just means each individual ad set has its own budget compared to having a CBO where there's a campaign level budget and it dictates how much spend each ad set gets according to the performance of each ad set, obviously. Literally, just like 3 ad sets, $10 each, maybe 1 broad targeting, and then 2 common sense interests. When I say common sense interest, I just mean something that actually makes sense. For example, let's say we're selling this baseball or something, common sense interest would be baseball or a big baseball team like Toronto Blue Jays or something. I don't know all the fucking teams. I just know because I got this from a Blue Jays game. That's like the only team I know. Don't fucking flame me in the comments. But anyway, so another one would just be sports or, a good player or something around that. It just has to make common sense, Think of an interest that someone immediately will know what your product is and possibly be interested in it. But yeah, to sum that up, basically Meta is just more affordable to test products out. So, in conclusion, to sum it up briefly, if you want to do massive pump and dumps, trying to hit 10K days as fast as possible, don't care about your profit margin or whatever, go to TikTok ads and you'll get the fastest results. I promise you that. But if you want to build a long-term brand, right? Something that you can probably make an exit for. Not saying you can't make exits with TikTok brands. You definitely can. The thing is, when someone buys a company, they look for consistency. And if you're doing 10K days, a 1K day, and then sometimes no sales, no one really wants to buy that, You need to have consistent sales, consistent growth. Otherwise, no one's buying that. Whereas with Meta ads, you're really going to be able to get that consistency much easier. Simply just because Facebook's algorithm has been around for a lot longer than TikTok's. So it's a lot more optimized and can figure out your ideal buyer much quicker. Obviously making it easier to build a brand with an exit in mind. But now the main question is, what platform should you be using to scale your products in Q4? And in all honesty, as someone that's actively selling on TikTok ads, I would still tell people to use Meta because TikTok ads can just get so complicated. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're actually just burning money on TikTok ads. I really think you should start running Meta ads right now for your product if you aren't. And let's say you are running on TikTok. And I think as we get closer to Black Friday, start running a little bit of TikTok campaigns, maybe doing even some engagement campaigns as well to build up your following, Start posting some organic videos or whatever. Try get that following up, try get that audience larger, and try get that audience as big as possible before Black Friday. So I'm telling you, everyone and their fucking granny is going to want to scale so hard on Black Friday. But if you're a tiny little fucking brand with 10 followers on Instagram and 5 followers on TikTok, you are just going to get fucking destroyed, bro. Destroyed. You're just going to get outbid by everyone. So make sure you are putting systems in place to make sure your brand will be able to scale fucking hard as fuck in this Q4 and on Black Friday, of course. But taking everything into account, I still think Meta takes a W on this one. Again, it completely depends on what you want, but I hope now that you watch this video, you've got a better idea of what platform you should go with. My personal preference would be Meta. But as I said, that might not be the right choice for you. Completely depends what you want out of ecom. But yeah, I think that's going to be the video. If you guys have any questions or video ideas, drop them down in the comments. I'll try my best to get to them and make some more videos. I'm trying to bang out a lot of content. I want to get as much content out as possible for you guys. And make sure if you enjoyed this video, why the fuck haven't you subscribed yet, bro? Drop a like in the video, subscribe, therefore you're never going to miss another upload. And I only give out fucking sauce on here. I don't do no bullshit. Go check the last video. That's the most sauce I've ever fucking dropped. It was so good. Anyway, but I think you've watched it already because you found a winning product from me. You're welcome. Anyway, if you want to accelerate your path dating those 5-10K days and make sure your brand has the right systems in place for optimizing scaling in Q4, book a call with me in the link below and we'll see how I can help you. Make sure to go follow all the socials and keep up to date with me. I also drop some really good source on Twitter and IG all the time. But yeah, apart from that, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and keep scaling, boys. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.